Hi, I'm going to teach you how to play Manga Manga. This is a fast action card game where you have to be quick to succeed. Manga Manga is a great game for 2 to 6 players ages 8 and up. The object of the game is to be the first to get rid of all your cards to receive a victory disc. At the end of 9 rounds, everyone counts the number of swords on their discs to determine the winner. To set up the game, separate the victory discs, the ones with the gold backs, from the consolation discs with the bronze backs. Shuffle up each pile of discs. The oldest player starts by shuffling the cards and dealing 6 to each player. Place the remaining cards on the table face down for a draw pile. In your hand, organize your cards according to the warrior colors. This will help you quickly find the right cards as you play. The dealer then turns over the top card from the draw pile and yells, "Action Power," to start the round. Once the round has begun, it's a race to get rid of your cards. You may lay down cards from your hand by playing a warrior that matches the color of the shield in the bottom corner of the previous card played. The round will go really fast, and you have to have some good reflexes to win. The play is simultaneous. That is, everyone can play at any time. The only rule is that you can't play 2 cards in a row. Play continues until someone has played all their cards. There are a couple rules to keep in mind. First, your card must be laid on top of the pile. Any card placed nearby does not count. Also, if 2 players attempt to play cards at the same time, the rule is whoever got there first. If you accidentally play a wrong-colored warrior card and another player notices, they yell, "Action Stop," and you must take back your played card. In Manga Manga, there are wild cards called Rainbow Dragons. These can come in handy when you do not have a warrior card that matches the shield on the table, as you can play this card instead. If you play a Rainbow Dragon, you also get to state which color card should be played next. At the end of the round, whoever got rid of all their cards first draws a victory disc from the pile and lays it face down. They may look at it to see how many swords it has. Remember, the player with the most swords at the end of the game wins. The player that was stuck with the most cards remaining in their hand then takes a consolation disc. When the new round starts, players are dealt a new set of 6 cards. It's at this time when you're welcome to play any consolation disc you might have collected, or you're welcome to save it for later rounds. The pile of cards from the previous round is set aside and a new card is drawn from the draw pile to begin play. The consolation discs can really impact your game. Here's how they work. The sword disc is worth 1 victory point at the end of the game. Keep this disc in your hand. The discard 1 disc allows you to discard any card from your hand. You can play as many of these as you have. The exchange 2 cards disc allows you to get rid of 2 cards from your hand and replace them with 2 new cards from the draw pile. The discard Rainbow Dragons disc forces all other players to discard any Rainbow Dragon cards they have in their hand. The game ends after 9 rounds have been played and all the victory discs are gone. Players count up how many swords they have on their discs, and the one with the most swords wins the game. The main rules of the game are simple. During a round, you need to match the color of warrior to the color of shield of the last card played. You cannot play 2 cards in a row. The rule is first one there. That is, when 2 players lay down a card at the same time, the card on the bottom wins and the other player must take back their card. At the end of the round, the player who gets rid of all their cards gets a victory disc, while the player with the most cards remaining in their hand gets a consolation disc. Manga Manga is a great group game, but it also plays nicely with only 2 players.